And he led me into the temple, and he meted the post, 6 cubits of breadth on this side, and 6 cubits of breadth on that side, the breadth of the tabernacle. And the breadth of the gate was of 10 cubits. And he meted the sides of the gate by 5 cubits on this side, and by 5 cubits on that side. And he meted the length thereof by 40 cubits, and the breadth of 20 cubits. And he entered within, and he meted in the post of the gate 2 cubits. And he meted the gate of 6 cubits, and the breadth of the gate of 7 cubits. And he meted the length thereof of 20 cubits, and the breadth of 20 cubits, before the face of the temple. And he said to me, This is the holy thing of holy things. And he meted the wall of the house of the Lord of 6 cubits, and the breadth of the side chambers of 4 cubits, on each side by compass of the house. For the sides were twice 3 and 30, the side to side, and those were standing on high. They entered by the wall of the house, in those sides by compass, that those held together touched not the wall of the temple. And a street was in round, and went upward by a vice, and bare into the solar of the temple by compass. Therefore the temple was broader in the higher things. So from the lower things men ascended to the higher things, and into the midst. And I saw in the house in a highness by compass, the sides founded at the measure of a reed, in the space of 6 cubits, and the breadth of the wall of the side without forth of 5 cubits. And the inner house was in the sides of the house. And betwixt chambers I saw the breadth of 20 cubits in the compass of the house on each side. And I saw the doors of the side to prayer, one door to the way of the north, and one door to the way of the south. And I saw the breadth of the place of prayer of 5 cubits in compass. And the building that was joined to the place separated, and turned to the way beholding to the sea, of the breadth of 70 cubits, sithly the wall of the building of 5 cubits of breadth by compass, and the length thereof of 90 cubits. And he meted the length of the house of 100 cubits, and that place was separated, and the building and the walls thereof of the length of 100 cubits. For sith the breadth of the street before the face of the house, and of that place that was separated against the east, was of 100 cubits. And he meted the length of the building against the face of that place that was separated at the back. He meted the buttresses on either side of 100 cubits. And he meted the inner temple and the porches of the foreyard, lintels and windows narrow without forth and broad within, buttresses encompassed by 3 parts against the lintel of each, and arrayed with wood by compass all about, sithly from the earth till to the windows, and the windows were enclosed on the doors until to the inner house, and without forth by all the walls and compass, within and without forth at measure. The cherubims, palm trees, were made craftily. There was a palm tree betwixt cherub and cherub, and each cherub had 2 faces, so that the face of a man was beside the palm tree on this side, and the face of a lion expressed beside the palm tree on the t'other side, by all the house and compass. From the earth till to the higher part, cherubims and palm trees were engraved in the walls of the temple. The threshold was 4-cornered, and the face of beholding of the sanctuary was over against the beholding of the altar of wood. The height thereof was of 3 cubits, and the length thereof 2 cubits, and the corners thereof, and the length thereof, and the walls thereof were of wood. And he spake to me, This is the board before the Lord. And 2 doors were in the temple, and in the sanctuary, and in the 2 doors on either side were 2 little doors that were folded together in themselves. For why 2 doors were on either side of the doors? And the cherubims and the engraving of palm trees were engraved in the doors of the temple, as also those were expressed in the walls. Wherefore, and greater beams were in front of the porch without forth, on which the windows narrow without and large within, and the likeness of palm trees were on this side and on that side, in the little shoulders, either under settings of the porch, by the sides of the house, and by the breadth of the walls.